unless they don't have the life skills with themselves.
Dr. Gitau, in schools, are you concentrating too much on career that you're forgetting about the human beings in the students?
Apparently, that is coming from a student, and I'm so impressed. The truth is, we are all too busy. The parents are busy. The teachers are busy wanting to give the best grades and putting their schools on the map. But the person, and the person should be whole, body, mind, and the spirit, is forgotten. And that is the child, that is the teenager, and that is the young adult, until it comes to us who are adults. What I would like to say is that even if your parents, and I think this one I echo Mukuria's words, even if your parents were not the best, I want to tell every young person in this country that you don't have to be a mess because you are brought up in a messy way. Because the minute you say, this is the way I was brought up, I am hopeless, I am useless, you're not going to be good to yourself, you'll not be good to anybody else. I like what you're saying about we love others so much. What will make you love another person so much to an extent of forgetting yourself? In the first place, it's because you don't know who you are. Because if you know who you are, and I talk about beginning with your physical appearance, because young people are disturbed a lot about the way they appear. There is actually none like you. Even if people put measures saying, this is the idolized figure, this is the icon, you are unique the way you are. So even if nobody told you, because our siblings can tell us nasty things that make us hate ourselves, our parents as well, through their remarks, I want to tell you today, it will take you to either make or break yourself. And you have to get into a lifestyle of positive statements about yourself. I have failed today in maths, tomorrow I might be better. I'm good in athletics. You will say this if you know yourself. So I emphasize a lot about self-awareness. And I say it is the heartbeat of you feeling good. And in this world, we need to know, if you don't treat yourself with kindness, believe you me, no one will. So it has to begin with yourself, to mind about yourself, and say, it doesn't matter what is happening around me, I will remain kind to myself.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what is going on, I will remain kind to myself. And remember, you're not alone. So we need to understand that there is a connectedness to all of us, actually globally. And last but not least, I would like to say, never ever compare yourself with anybody else. And if anybody leaves you, especially for the young people, have secure attachment to yourself, attachment to your purpose in this life. Because when you know this, you will be left. You are left. Are you still not living? You're moving on. But if you ask Byron where all this came from, at the core of his being, there was a purpose in his life. And I am not preaching here, but I want to tell you, somebody who has a meaning to their life and what they do, they will never destroy themselves. They will not even have the energy to destroy another person.
All right. And
thank you.
Madam Jerry, I'd like to come to you. I'll take those as your final comments, Madam Gitau, because we really ran out of time. And I'd like you to put on your psychologist hat now, because you are part of the team who are now tasked with also investigating these crimes of passion. How do we get ourselves out of it? As a country, we are heading down the wrong path. We can see the killing sprees going on. As a psychologist, how do we get out of that?
Okay, thank you once again. I think I will emphasize, like Dr. Susan is saying, self-awareness is very key. If I'm able to understand myself and build my own self-esteem, I can be able to go through any challenge that I may be going through. Another area is to destigmatize the issue of counseling or seeking psychosocial support, because you find psychosocial support is related to insanity. So you find people rarely go for that help. So we need to destigmatize the issue of going for that kind of help. The other item I think is key is also to create awareness and sensitization on the need to be able to get these services.
All right. Yeah. Very well put, Byron.
Okay,
and you got yourself out of it, so you can share your life skills as well. What did you do to get yourself out of that situation, and how do we get out of that as a community?
I'd say this, there's a lot of information that is out there right now, and it's leveraged by the advancement in technology. It just takes you a minute to wander into the the online space, so say Google and stuff like that, to just access information that can be very, very vital to creating answers to your problems. Most of those challenges ahead were purely managed by just my total understanding, so that's the awareness of where I wanted to be, one, and understanding of what I was and what I was not. So no one was able to tell me and to guide my life into what it wasn't. And I invested a lot in self-improvement. It's one of the tenets actually in the army. Most of my friends here would know. Okay, so seeking self-awareness and of course self-improvement as well. So in that line, I can boast of having read tons and tons of books, and that also encouraged my personal development. So I'm able to sit in panels like this. I'm able to carry out really high-end jobs with clients in and across in the country and across the borders. Yeah. And because I'm able to, and the most important thing that I'd be able to share with you guys, and I raise my hand up in the air like that every day, and I'm able to tell people that I'm incorruptible in this country that is probably now reeling in the worst inertia, where everybody's stealing from everybody else. You are able to make it without getting yourself involved in corruption. I'm a man who says no amount of money can buy me. And if every youth, every person within the borders and in the world at large is able to do that, that is just being able to know what you're worth and your value, and never sell yourself short.
All right.
It's very important.
Major Mkuria, very briefly, we've run out of time.
Wow. So I think it's very clear that the conflicts that we see outside are a reflection of what we can no longer hold inside.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that we begin to look at each other as people who are redeemable. I think we are so busy reflecting on other people our own inadequacies. Everybody is redeemable. Everybody. And I just want to say that we have to find a way, a noble way, in which we can be able to rescue our men without diminishing them, to be able to bring them back to who they are as providers, as protectors, as people who basically take care of the communities. And we also have to bring women to that point where we give them the respect, the acceptance, and the trust that is so necessary. And we feel cared for as women. That's what we need.
Right.
For that to happen without feeling like we're being pushed back into the kitchen. The thing is, there is a way in which we've operated historically, but we are dynamic creatures. Culture is dynamic. Let's move with it. Okay. No one person completes another. I'm whole as I am. Byron is whole as he is. If me and him decide to date, we are going to complement each other, not complete each other. You know? Right. And I think that's very important to know. So, Trevor, thank you so much for today. As in, really, Gitumbe, I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and everybody else who is here, who is fighting for themselves and fighting for their lives. And for every other Kenyan who believes in the veteran cause, sign the petition and send it to me.
We'll follow up on that and find out who is supporting that petition as well, and see how it turns out. That's where we leave it for the Monday Report Town Hall session. Thank you so much for your feedback, and thank you to the audience for asking all the questions, the army-wise, the veterans themselves. And we can't stop talking about this mental health. It's the Mental Health Awareness Month. We'll still talk about this in different family setups, in the children, and everything you need to know will be right here on Citizen TV. I want to thank my guest, Dr. Susan Gitau, counseling psychologist, retired Major Wairimu Mkuria, military psychologist, Byron Adera, ex-Special Forces officer and also security expert, and Madame Evelyn Njeri, Senior Superintendent of Police and also psychologist in the Office of the Inspector General. Thank you so much for making time this evening. That does it for me. My name is Trevor Mbiji. Always a pleasure having you with us. Mashirima Kapombe pia yuko mahali hapa na mimi, ni kama amepotea kidogo. Mashirima, vipi?
Niko hapa tu, nimetafuta pembe nyingine ya kukaa ndio picha ziwe safi safi kidogo tukimalizia. Lakini nilikuwa na ngoja pia uweze kunishukuru mimi, pia ushukuru wale ambao wameungana nasi hii leo. Na wale ambao pia wametuma jumbe zao. Evans Kinyanjui katika mtandao wa Twitter anasema, "This is one of the best Monday Report topics. I have stayed more than an hour listening. Life after forces is terrible. This discussion should be continued on Monday report in the month of May. Asante sana Evans, pia sisi wenyewe hapa tumejifunza mengi, na nadhani huu ndio wakati ambapo tunawatazama wale maafisa wa usalama, wawe maafisa wa polisi au wanajeshi, na kuwaambia thank you for your service. Naitwa Mashirima Kapombe, usiku mwema.